Welcome back to the channel, people. KG is back. Match reaction time. Have you got your breath yet? Have you got your breath? It's never dull with Leeds United, is it? Never dull. I wanted it to be a dull season this season. I wanted to be as mediocre can be, and they can't give it to me. They can't give it to me. Oh, so many tales to go through today. Listen, people, before I go through, hit a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Drop your comments in the live chat now if you're joining me live, and obviously in the comments after if you're watching the replay. Shout out to Mr. P and John Abbott for the super thanks on the last video, much appreciated. Oh man, there's just so much to go through, isn't there? So much. Exactly, Tom. Jesus, H Christ, that game, yeah, just. It was, that sequence. I mean, we're not going to talk about it just yet, but that sequence of a missed penalty and then Newcastle getting a penalty and scoring, it's so Leedsy. That's what went through my head straight away. I said, only this team can do this. It's this team, Leedsy, man. It's just so Leedsy, so frustrating. Yeah, Mike, exactly. That is the word Leedsy summed up. Yeah, and listen, whoever that fan was at the end that stepped to Eddie Howe, I hope it was worth it because you're probably going to get banned for that now. Just I just wonder what goes through people's heads sometimes when they do stuff like that, because you're not going to get nothing out of it. I mean, what do you think you're going to say to Eddie Howe that's going to impact his life? All you've done now is probably got yourself a ban from the stadium, and it looks like you've probably been going for years as well. I hope it was worth it, man. Liam saying one word BAMFORD. Actually, you know what, Liam? There's a couple of things on that, but then we also got to talk about Firpo as well, and also how comes he wasn't substituted earlier. There's just so many things today. I mean, we've got a 2-2 draw, people. Leeds 2, Newcastle 2. I did think it was going to be a draw. Oh, I was hoping it would be a draw, and we got a little bit more than I bargained for. But man, the way the game was going, and it's kind of the story of our season, isn't it? The way that the game was going, we started off well. We've actually scored a goal in this instance, but as soon as any bit of a good thing happens for us, we just undo it ourselves. But yeah, we're going to talk about the penalty and my thoughts on that as well. Ryan saying McKennie was brilliant today, Cage. You can't be bothered to comment on BAMFORD. It's getting boring now. Yeah, it's getting old. But you know what? The thing is as well about BAMFORD, I was actually, before the penalty was taken, I was actually happy with his performance. I was like, this is going to be good, because anyone that thinks I've got an agenda, you're going to have to eat it, because I'm going to be praising him for what he was doing up until the penalty. He was on it today, whether that was due to the criticism he's received, Big Sam probably having a word, and everything else. He looked fired up at the start today, up until the penalty. He was getting around, he was pressing with purpose, he was trying to make attacks, he was getting on the ball, trying to create stuff. I thought, okay, BAMFORD, you're actually showing up today. Good. And then ego got in the way. And I'm going to tell you, this is just my opinion. You guys can have your opinion, but I'm gonna give my opinion on what I think that was today with BAMFORD taking the penalty. But I thought up until the penalty, he was showing us some good stuff. He was part of the goal, that part of the first goal. He crossed it with his right foot of all things. So there was a lot of good things to admire there, but then it just gets undone. As I said on the last stream, there's always something with this guy, and it happened again. Let me just get something here. I think there's if I missed the super chat, let me have a look. Okay, right. Okay, Radaby Leeds with a super chat. Thank you, Radaby Leeds. That pen missed. The fact no one stopped him from taking it. Firpo's defending. These speak to the fact we are poor team and not good enough for this level. Yeah. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Freshly picked football videos is saying, look, as disappointed that we couldn't keep the lead and score the penalty. A point against Newcastle is still good. We have hope marched on together. The thing is, freshly picked football videos. Yeah, Newcastle are a better team, but you've seen on Monday with Brighton at home against Everton, it's not always about who's the better team. It's about who wants it more. It's about how the position we're in. We're still in the bottom three as of now with that point, regardless of other results that are happening. So it's about wanting it more. So Newcastle can be the better team, cool. But how much more did we want it today? How much more would the 3 points would have meant, especially with Leicester playing Liverpool, Everton playing Man City, Forest against Chelsea, which is a 50-50 one. But it's just disappointing that we couldn't keep that momentum that we had in like the first 25 minutes. Um, SP, oh gosh, let's have a look. JJ saying it could have been worse. Didn't score in open play. Didn't score in open play. Okay, Newcastle didn't score in open play. I need Bamford out of my club. We showed heart this game. That's what I'm saying. We started off so well. Let's go through it, people. Let's go through. First of all, the starting lineup. I felt like that was just nothing else has worked. Let's just throw some names at the dartboard and see who goes out there. It was very mishmash, wasn't it? But Nanto dropping back to the bench, Sam Greenwood coming in for the first half. I'm not sure if Sam Greenwood got hurt, if anyone knows, but he came off at halftime for Forshaw. But there was a few just things in there that just said nothing else has worked. Let's throw this together and see what happens. And that's how it looked to me. And at this point of the season, it's just about getting the points on the board right now. A lot of people just cooking Bamford, but listen, let's talk about a bit before that. Because all of them, not just Bamford, all of them, all the players from the opening whistle seemed up for it. They seemed like they were ready for it. They looked like they were willing to fight for it. They looked like the bottom three had affected them. You saw before the game as well. I mean, it's PR, but you saw before the game that all the players were going along with the fans and shaking their hands and waving and everything else like that. So you could see everyone look more engaged. Big Sam has made a note of that as well, saying that he likes to have fun in the dressing room and on the training pitch, and you could kind of see that translated before the penalty missed today. But boy, let's talk about the goal. Let's talk about the goal. Good work from Harrison and Bamford down the left. Bamford crossing it in. Decent header from Rodrigo and a good follow up by Luke Ayling. Listen, I often talk about us having to work really hard for our goals, but the fact that Luke Ayling was in the box ready to pounce, good on him. And if he wasn't there, it would have been McKennie or Rodrigo to tap it in as well. So good stuff, innit? You start well like that and you're thinking, come on now, please hold on. But by then it's only 6 minutes gone, isn't it? So you're like, oh, damn. You're like, oh, there's a bit more time to go. But we should have kicked on from there. And we did. We did kick on from there. Let's come up to the penalty thing now. Let me just read the super chat out before I continue. William Morrison, how many managers will die by putting faith in Bamford? Thank you, Rasmus. Well, it's not managers, is it? They come and go. It's the club that suffers. That's why I always say after a while, you can't just keep on like pounding players. It's the managers that pick them. And to see him in the starting lineup again today, I saw some people saying, what has Nanto done in the last game to overcome it, to start again? I could say the same for Harrison and Bamford too, but both started again, but they did contribute to the goal today. It's a funny thing, isn't it? Okay, Cian, I think that's Cian, isn't it? The common theme this season is us shooting ourselves in the foot. To me, this seems like 2 points drop. That would have been huge. Well, wait, WH it is. I don't know what WH is, if I'm missing something there, but West Ham it is. Yeah, next one. Yeah, but he's right. Cian's right. We shot ourselves in the foot. Listen, good work again. Greenwood, Firpo combining down the left. Firpo going through, taken out by Joel Linton. It's a penalty. Now, let me tell you at this point, because we got to talk about this now. I didn't have any doubt that Rodrigo was taking it. This was me. This is me when we're watching it live. I'm thinking, cool, Rodrigo, come on, you're going to give us a good chance of scoring this goal now. And then I see Bamford holding it, and I'm thinking, is he doing that whole thing where you hold the ball and then once the defenders go out of the way, Rodrigo then takes it? No, it continues with Bamford. And let me tell you, you could see in the crowd as well, by the way. Kian, sorry, man. Kian, see it. Sorry, Kian, my bad. You could see in the crowd, by the way, people holding their eyes, their heads, because they're thinking, nah, not Bamford, surely not. It can't be this guy. And it was that guy. And I promise you, with everything in my fiber, no hindsight talking here. I knew he was going to miss. I just knew he was going to miss, just like against Arsenal. I knew he was going to miss today. And it just baffles my head how they didn't let Rodrigo take it. I'm sorry. And this isn't as something as basic as Rodrigo's our top scorer, Rodrigo's this. It's not even about that. Sometimes your penalty taker can be your midfielder like Milivojevic at Crystal Palace or our very own Ian Hart. You know, he used to take our penalties from left back. But this sometimes you just have to give it to your best player, your best striker. And Rodrigo, for me, I don't remember the last time that he's missed a pen. I don't remember it. And it just blew my mind that Bamford took it. And I'll tell you what this felt like to me. And this is just me, people. This is just me. I'm not speaking for anyone else but me. It felt like it was a I'll show him. I'll show him, I'll silence him moment. It was an ego over the betterment of the team moment for me. Because there's nothing in the form book, there's nothing in Bamford's striking ability that says he's taking that penalty over Rodrigo. There's nothing. All it felt like to me was that he's had a lot of criticism this week from not just people that haven't played the game. He's had it from Shearer, he's had it from other fellow pros, and he wanted to silence everyone. It was an ego moment, and his ego got the better of the team. And obviously, with him being one of the promotion guys, his word will probably have a bit more weight than Rodrigo. And he got to take the penalty. Bad choice. Bad choice. I mean, it's not even a bad choice, it's an awful choice. And I can't believe that they allowed it to happen. Really cannot believe it. You know, he's now missed both penalties he's taken this season. Yeah, David, he wanted to be the hero, but sadly it didn't work. He wanted that hero moment. And you know the thing for me, you can only speculate. I don't even feel like he would have gone mad when he scored. I feel like he would have cupped his ears again like he did against Millwall. I feel like he would have done one of these as well. The guy, he undid all that good work he did up until the missed penalty because he was, let me make it clear, he was good up until that point. And then you see what I was speaking about in the last stream in regards to him, and it carried on through the game. He misses the penalty, and his confidence is just gone. Whereas I was talking about Ollie Watkins, when he misses a chance, when he slices a chance, he keeps going and going and going. This guy just disappears and he sinks into himself. His touch went, you know, Forshaw put in a free kick that he just needed to flick on. He puts it over the bar with his shoulder. But you know, hey, it's an agenda here. It's an agenda, but absolutely awful decision. And this is what I'm talking about with the current leadership group that's there, needs to be torn apart. These guys aren't it. You can't look up to these guys. They haven't got that quality. They haven't got that quality. They haven't got enough skin in the game at the top level to say that Rodrigo shouldn't be taking it over Bamford. Awful decision. I mean, what's everyone saying here? And listen, if there's anyone that disagrees, please put it in the comments. I'm willing to read them out. Don't worry about that. Just just I don't believe you, Joe. I don't believe you. Joe Wayman, shout out to Timo Pookie here. I promise to never bat Bam Bam again, bro. I'm sorry. It's not true, Joe, because listen, if he scores next week, if he scores a hat trick, get in there, Bam Bam. Give him another 5-year contract. I love you, Patrick. You know how you go, Joe. So don't make promises you can't keep. But yeah, I shout out to you, Joe, man. John Fout saying it's a team sport. Paddy hand the ball to Rodrigo. It just made sense. 2-0, and it's a completely different game, man. You just think of the confidence that the players would have had. Oh, it would have been a completely different game. Ruben here with a super chat. Thank you, Ruben. I think under different circumstances, a draw against Newcastle is a good result. Bamford twice now let Leeds down with opportunities to win. Lacked attacking options, in my opinion. Forshaw and McKennie better today. Yeah. We'll talk about Forshaw a bit later on, actually. But yeah, he does. He does love Bamba. He knows he does. He knows he does. And I just don't get why. I just don't get it. He's just not likable. Never mind that he lets you guys down with not scoring goals. I'm talking about Bamford FC fans. He lets you down by not scoring goals, and his hold up play don't exist no more. I just don't get what you're defending. Oh, I love this saying, so I'm going to repeat this one. Wayne, Bamford couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. I love that one. I love that one. But yeah, Bob's saying plenty in this team are not likable. I agree, Bobs. But the thing is, with the promotion guys, it just seems no matter what they do, they'll always have the backing. Doesn't matter what. Doesn't matter what. So There'll still be Bamford supporters that will come in the comments after saying, "Oh, but Rodrigo could have missed," and that's all well and good. He could have, but he's a better penalty taker. Never mind striker, he's a better penalty taker, and it should have been him 2-0. Who knows, man? Who knows? But yeah, let's carry on, because only 2 minutes later, can the Leedsy thing happen where we miss a penalty, poor penalty as well, by the way. Sir Nick Pope didn't have to do much to save it. I don't know what I don't know what Verbo was doing today. He was reckless today. It wasn't just that one. He did a couple tackles in the second half where he just wiped players out. I don't know what he was up to today. Really, really boneheaded. But then you see the difference, don't you? You see Callum Wilson. I mean, that's how you take a penalty. Right in the corner. Robles is a big guy, and he just sticks it right in the corner. 1-1, and it's less than 2 minutes from the penalty miss to Callum Wilson getting his goal, and it's 1-1. It's just the Leeds United way. I mean, it doesn't get more Leedsy than that. It just doesn't. Oh man. Lewis, there must be bozo in the air. There was a bozo in the air, and it was Firpo, and we'll get onto that in a bit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. I don't think so, Zachary. Zachary thinks Verba was injured. I don't think he was injured. If he was injured, he wouldn't have been going in so hard on the tackles today. I've often said about them being too soft, but it just seems like you either get too soft or just too reckless. There's never anything in between with these guys, is it? John Fat here saying, I thought Rasmus was good today. Yeah, even before his goal, I was going to say Rasmus had a solid game at the back, which was good to see. Nice to see him get the goal. Just talk about his goal now. To keep the composure, to just keep it down for a start. Because usually when it goes out to a right back at the edge of the box, they usually put it in the sky by the corner flag just to get it back in the mix off Kieran Trippier's head and in. That was good. But I thought defensively he was sound as well. I thought Luke Ayling in the second half, by the way, I know he got the goal, but Willock was having fun with him in the second half. I mean, he was just drifting past him. He's flicking the ball over his leg and running past him, dribbling around him. But you know what you get him with a lot of these defenders, so I won't hold it against them at this point. Um, but yeah, so 1-1. Da, 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 da. Yeah, none to one for Harrison. Yeah, 63. I'm in the second half now. But the Firpo handball, I want to hear some of your thoughts on this, because I saw some people saying that Firpo was pushed, and even if he was pushed, people, why is his arm all the way in the air? If you're at the risk of falling at that where he was in the air, you don't have your arm in the air. Your arms are going to be down, so you protect yourself on the fall. I don't know why his arm was in the air. It was ridiculous. It was pointless. I don't know what he was doing at that point. Just a ridiculous bozo move. I don't know why. Exactly, Michelle. Why is his arms in the air? If you're about to fall, does your arm go in the air like this? No, it goes to the side like, whoa, let me break my fall. I just didn't get it. But that's what you get with Junior Firpo. Like I say, there's just some players with the bozo gene. He is one of them. I mean, he's definitely got the bozo gene in him. And his arm was way too high. Way too high. David saying he was pulled, but his arm was already up. Yeah, there was a little bit of contact, but not enough for him to do that, in my opinion. Not enough for me. And then Wilson, I mean, again, Robles was trying his best with the antics, didn't work, and Wilson puts it away again. See, that's what I'm saying. A guy under pressure. You've got one number 9 who's wilting under the pressure of a relegation battle. Then you got another number 9 that's like rising to the challenge of trying to get Champions League football. It's the difference, people. It's the difference in strikers. I mean, it's unfair for me to even put Wilson and Bamford in the same sentence. It's unfair on Callum Wilson. But in terms of what was on the pitch today, that's the differences you're working with. Leeds is having it though. He's saying Big Six always get the decisions. So you're saying that you don't think that was a penalty? I don't know, man. I thought it was a penalty myself. Juki, oh yeah. Whenever there's Firpo slander, the alarm goes off for Juki here. Firpo, the worst Leeds player I've ever seen. Sick of it. He's not the worst ever. No, we've had some shockers in our time. Billy Painter, no, you don't want that one. Sarah though is saying we'll stay up on the last day again. I hope so, man. I hope so. But at this point, I just don't know. I just don't know. It just looks hard. I mean, this team just makes winning look so hard. I mean, it feels like you're asking for a lottery win, just asking for 3 points. You know what I mean? It feels like you're asking for a lottery win, just asking for a win from this team. It's just hard work, man. Hard work. Yeah, and just other things there. Foreshore free kick. Yeah, I already said that one. Flicked over the bar off his shoulder by Bamford. Yeah, Firpo sent off. But what I would say about Firpo at that point, he was having a bad game anyway. And if Pascal Strout has come on, and he did later, why didn't we just send him on for Firpo? Firpo was not having a good game today. And that's where you have to question the manager in game management. Seeing Firpo was having a nightmare. He's on a yellow card. He could have got sent off for that handball. In all fairness, he could have had a red card for that as a second yellow, not straight red. So the fact that he got sent off later in the 90 minutes didn't surprise me, but he should have been subbed off earlier. But hindsight, I guess. Um, Tim Hurst with the super chat. Thank you for that. Thought the team worked hard. Yeah, I thought so as well. I thought they worked hard. Like people have said there, McKennie. There was a bit as well where Nick Pope put the ball forward through to, I think it was St. Maximin, and he was through. He went round. Who did he go around? Okay. He went round somebody, but then Forshaw cleaned it up, and that was a real good tackle. Yeah, it was on St. Maximin. Yeah, real good tackle by Forshaw to keep the game level, because at that point I think they were on for the rush, and we could have gone behind their 3-2. And then Robles made the good save from Shah. Again, Joel Robles today, by the way, real commanding performance. Glad to see him staying in. And for me again. Sorry, just reading something there. Robles for me again stays in against West Ham. It's not even a decision anymore. It's not even a question. He's just more commanding. He's got more presence. He's definitely more vocal from the back, which they need. So for me, I don't know how you guys feel. If you feel that Melia sat too many games and you feel bad for him, but for me, Robles has to stay in goal versus West Ham. That's for me. Jim Corkwell saying, if you look at the scoreline of these last two results alone, we look decent. The Man City loss. I mean, oh man, I never want to say that we look decent in a loss, but I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. SJ44, you know your team is low on quality when Forshaw is your best performer. I don't know about being the best performer, but he did well in what he had to do when he came on. I thought, like I say, I think with a better forward, one of his free kicks may have actually led to something. And that tackle at the end was good. Again, can't say I got an agenda. I will point out when people have had good performances, but SJ is right in the fact that we're still relying on these kind of players. It's the reason why we're in the bottom three. David is saying, Firpo will only miss one game. Well, yeah, it's just the one. It's just the one. And I can already see the jokes now coming through. Are you sure it can't be for 3? No, it's just the one. Allison is saying, keep him in KG, as in Robles. Yep. Just a pity Sam had been in a month ago. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. But I always say this, though, Allison. If we had appointed Sam Allardyce at the time when we appointed Javi Gracia, I wonder how many people would have been happy about it. I think it's understandable where we are now. I think people have accepted it more. But back then, I think people have gone, are you sure there's nobody else? It's one of those, isn't it? But yeah, hindsight being what it is, if Big Sam was here, I said it when we lost to, who was it against? Bournemouth, and who was the game before? Leicester. I think if he was in for those, I think we'd have probably had more favorable outcomes. I don't see us losing 4-1 to Bournemouth away with Sam Allardyce in charge. I just don't. But it's all hindsight, isn't it? It's all hindsight now. There it is. Here we go. Michael Pollard. Can we appeal Firpo's ban? Get it extended to 3 games. There you go. There it is, people. John Fat saying, at least Big Sam tries to make changes better than Gracia. Yeah, I mean, Gracia, disaster, wasn't it? Absolute disaster. Pellegrino saying, had Big Sam been around a bit longer, he would have got the Bamford dynamic and not allowed him to take that penalty. I think you see, no, Pellegrino, sometimes it's the players on the pitch that make the decisions, because you just saw recently with us, didn't you, with Man City? If Pep had his way, it would have been Haaland taking the penalty and not Gundogan. So sometimes it isn't always the manager, but the manager will chew the players out if it doesn't go right. I don't know if he doesn't know enough to say that Bamford shouldn't be the penalty taker, but if when it goes wrong, the managers will rightly chew the players out. So, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. Lewis saying, I'm not sure why Rodrigo didn't fight for that penalty. I don't know, Lewis. I was kind of looking at his body language after to see if he had reacted like negatively when Bamford missed, and he didn't. He just got on with the game. So you just wonder if it's that seniority order, if it's that legacy order that gives them so much say in that dressing room. You just have to wonder, don't you? Because there's no one else. I mean, like I said to you, I just didn't consider Bamford taking the penalty, but that's just me. Liam Moore saying, still no Rutter though, poor guy, I feel for him. I think he was going to get some charity minutes at the end, Liam, but then Junior Firpo got sent off, and that just put a kibosh in all those plans. So yeah, he's still not getting games, but that's something we'll have to discuss at the end of the season, and we will. Julio Guzman, is Adams done for the season? He's absolutely done, Julio. They left the door open with a bit of hope, didn't they? But nah, he was done. It's a hamstring injury. To have him come back, he would never have been at 100% anyway. But yeah, he's done for the season. Yeah, Zachary here saying, giving McKennie some love here. Weston was all over the place, middle, right, middle, up top, on the wing, and helped at the back. I thought he was really good today. Really, really good. I really wish we could got a goal from him today. I was thinking that it was set up for, with the way that the game was going back and forth, just to see that one big pause. But I was hoping to see his one today. And, we see a winning goal from Weston McKennie. I think if he's ever going to get a goal today, it was going to be today, because he was allowed to play further up, especially when Forshaw came on, helped solidify the midfield. And Forshaw, McKennie was allowed a bit more room to roam up top. And that's what we haven't been able to see from him through his time here, just due to circumstances and managerial choices. 1, 2, 3 goal. How about 50 million for Nanto on behalf of Arsenal? No. Even if we get relegated, it would not be 15 million. No chance. Yeah, Jacob, McKennie looks a lot more useful going forward under Big Sam. I agree with that. For sure. Yeah. Let's have a look. My expat life in Colombia saying, what happened to Somerville? Why is he not playing? I don't know, but you saw again today, Harrison gets another start. He did okay, Harrison. I mean, okay. I'm probably over-egging that. I think he did. Yeah, there was a couple good balls that he put across the box in the second half, but yeah, I don't know why we're not going back to that Nanto, Somerville, Rodrigo combo, which worked so well for us before the World Cup. But hey, we're just fans, people. We can only wonder. Darren with the super chat saying, KG, did you see Bamford's shoulder header? I did see it. Darren spoke about it already. It's just, hey, what else can you say about him? Man? Oliver saying, why does this all feel like a bad nightmare, KG? Yeah. Oliver, I cannot agree with this question more, and I've got no answers. Over the last couple of weeks, people, I'll be honest, I've been wondering, how has this season gone so bad? I mean, there's so many reasons. We're not going to get into them on this stream, but is this really happening? Our third year back in the league, Leeds United, big Leeds United, we've still got subpar players, and we're in the bottom three. And it's like, are we going to really undo all the hard work that it took to get up? And it was hard work. It took a coach to coach mediocre championship players to get us up to where we should now be in our third year back. I mean, we should be at least flirting with top 10 people. No one can tell me that Leeds United shouldn't be flirting with the top 10, not with the money that we bring in, not with the potential of the signings that we could get if we was actually willing to let go of some of these players. No one can tell me we shouldn't be flirting with the top 10 after our third year back. Not when Brighton are doing it, not when Brentford are doing it. There's no reason for it. It's just mismanagement of the squad. And it feels like a nightmare. I'm with you, Oliver. I often wonder, are we really where we are? And are we really going to go back to playing Millwall again next season? It's baffling, isn't it? It's really, really baffling. Wuxia, who's I think, is it you, Wuxia, that's a big Jesse Marsh fan? Because I feel like every time somebody, I think it's you that leaves comments, you've always got something to say about Jesse Marsh. But yeah, Bamford missed an open goal while in the goal. Wooksy, the thing is, you think you're making a joke there. He's done that this season. He's done that this season. He did it when the ball was in front of him, but somehow he slid it. What should have been in, he slid it behind him. He slid it behind him. He's already done it. So as much as that's like a satire joke, it's actually happened. But that's what I mean. That's where we are. Oh, somebody just say that. LDJL, when your leadership groups performs mediocre and continue to play, then other players think, well, that's good enough, hence our position. Um William saying, can you believe on social media someone claimed if it wasn't for Bamford, we would not even get a point? How many times does he have to rub their nose in crap before they learn? Yeah, some people like pain. That's why there's clubs for subs and dums. That's why there's some people like paying people. You know what I mean? It's like, you've hurt me once, please hurt me again. Some people like it. Well, what can you say? And shout out to the subs out there. Tyler is saying, KG, as a Caps fan, I know this year how this year's been for you. Yeah, it's been poor, hasn't it? One team misses the playoffs and another is staring relegation in the face, both underperforming against moderate expectations. Yeah, Tyler, 100%. You got it. Yeah, I was watching the Leafs go out last night, Tyler, against Florida. I mean, it's just like, why are we not there? And you as a Caps fan should know that with Ovechkin. It's just mismanagement, isn't it? Poor roster building, and it's happened for both of my teams. It's been brilliant this year. Brilliant. Oh man, if you don't laugh, eh? Liam with the super chat. Thank you, Liam. Feel more comfortable with our goalkeeper now. Should have made the change sooner. Might have saved some points. 100%, Liam. I mean, Liam, you've been with me a long time, man. How many times was I saying drop Melier? Give him a game off. Let him refocus. Let him know that that shirt isn't just his. Left it late. Just like with everything, man. It's just poor. God, I'm with you though, man. I'm with you. Barney here with the super chat. Thank you, Barney. KG, thanks as always. You're the best. Thank you. Bam Bam, 13 out of 14 big chances missed this season and still zero passion. Gives two crap because 70k a week keeps coming. Sad. Yeah, yeah. Listen, Barney, shout out to you for the super chat. What I always say on here is that I don't watch people's pay packets. They all get paid a very, very handsome amount of money. Don't care how much they get paid. Just do what you're supposed to do. If you're, it's not even like the guy doesn't feel like he's a Premier League player. He probably still has ambitions to play for England again. That's how deluded the guy is. He probably still thinks that if he gets on a bit of form again, he'll be back in the England reckoning. That's where he thinks he is. But yeah, whether they earn 70k a week or not, they all get paid very handsomely. They're not worrying about the heating bill at the end of the week. By the way, it's kind of cold in here, but you know what I mean. They all earn good amounts of money. I never pocket watch, but yeah, since he signed that new contract, if you want to go by new contract basis, he's been awful, awful. But hey, when you say sell somebody who's not, very inconsistent, that's very injury prone, and people come at you, this is what you get, man. This is what you get. Let's have a look. Harrison Kemp saying, what is post-match answers? Let's have a look. And because I'm sure Big Sam would have spoken by now. While I'm trying to get these up, please hit a like on the video. Best way to support the channel. And it helps me out a lot. And subscribe to the channel, please. Thank you. Much appreciated, people. Is there anything yet? Has he said anything? Because obviously I can't hear over the TV. Let's have a look. Okay, no, they're still waiting for Sam Allardyce. They're still waiting for Sam Allardyce at the minute, so they're obviously still in the changing rooms, probably having to lift their spirits and everything again, as he said. Stevie C here saying, "Fan broke into the dugout, not good. It's senseless. It doesn't do anybody any good. It just makes Leeds fans look scummy. Let's be real. It makes Leeds fans look scummy. He'll probably now." He looks like he'd be a season ticket holder. He'll probably be banned from the ground now. And you got to just think, was it worth it? Was it worth it going up to Eddie Howe and saying whatever it is that he said? Is it going to make a difference to Eddie's life today? No. Is it going to make a difference to your life? Yes. Yes, it will. But hey, if it was worth it for him, okay. Ryan here saying before the game, Sam said he wanted to draw minimum, so he'll be happy. Yeah, I think he would have. Yeah, he did say that, didn't he? But I think 3 points would have been on the menu today. I think he probably wanted to keep a card close to his chest, but it was important that we got at the bottom three today for me. It's important that we got at the bottom three. Ninja Dan saying fan singing Bamford's chant after the penalty miss. Yeah, I mean, all that is what I would say to that Ninja Dan is that's just trying to keep the guy's head up because because you pretty much know that his head's going to sink, his shoulders are going to sink, his confidence is going to be gone. So you're probably hoping it's more for the fact to try and keep his spirits up rather than keep on supporting him. It's just to make sure that you still you're still behind him. But I'm sorry, anyone can see the crowd before that penalty was taken. Everyone had their hands on their heads or covering their eyes. They couldn't believe who was taking it. But yeah, that's just to publicly support him, I think. Wuxia is back again. Thank you, Wuxia. Flawed as Jesse is, it is you as the Jesse Marsh fan. I knew it. I knew it. Flawed as Jesse was as a tactician, I believe Leeds were exciting to watch under him. We had an actual chance every week. Under Gracia, I expected a 7-1 loss. Yeah, I mean, but Wuxia, you saw the results under Jesse Marsh. They weren't winning. It doesn't matter if you've got the chance to win. You got a chance to win the lottery every week. Don't mean you're going to win it, does it? But he got 4 wins. And Wuxie, you've been on here long enough. I wanted it to work out with Jesse Marsh. But in the end, he was starting to say crazy things. And even after the Villa game, he looked defeated. He was like, what else can I do? What else can I do with this set of players? And when it comes to that point, he had to go. It's as simple as that. And he was also saying stuff like, I don't know why people in England talk about the back post so much. When you say stuff like that, Wuxia, hey, you've shown your cards, man. You've shown your cards. You can't say stuff like that. Back post, that's just standard football stuff. And he's on about, I don't know why people in England are so obsessed with the back post. Come on, Wuxia. I know you're a big Jesse fan because I click on your name and I see your comments and everything is about Jesse Marsh. I know you wanted it to work out, but it didn't work out, man. And it's as simple as that. It doesn't matter. If he was still here, we'd probably still be struggling too. But listen, he did what he did last season, and fair play to him, but it just didn't work out. That's it. Yeah, John, I mentioned that one. That was from Fabian Shah. Robles made a vital save in the 7 minutes of injury time at the end of the game. Yeah. Lewis is saying he should have left after the World Cup. Well, you see, this is something to talk about at the end of the season. But Radrizzani should have followed his gut. He should have followed his gut. If he really believed that he should have gone at the time when he thought he should have gone, then he should have followed his gut. But the thing with Radrizzani, and to be fair to him, he's not a football man, so he employs people below him to make football decisions, and he entrusted them, and he's entrusted them to the point of where we are today. He should have made that decision himself. But hey, it is what he's saying. It is what it is now, isn't it? That's where we are, unfortunately. Can we get back some of the please? I don't know what that. So I was going to read something. I don't know what it says though. Yeah, Darren, Raj trusted the wrong guy. Yeah. Leeds is though is saying, is this hindsight talking? I wanted Big Sam when Jesse went. I'm gonna check that. Let's have a look. Carl saying that he should have gone before the World Cup is only said by people who don't actually follow Leeds week in, week out. Makes no sense. I think Carl's referring to the results that we got just before. Am I right, Carl, with the Bournemouth and Liverpool wins? I think that's what you're saying. I think at the point where Radrizzani was considering, though, Carl, was the Fulham game. I think that's when he wasn't impressed. So I think it was around that time, and then those results gave him a stay of execution. Obviously, Victor Orta pled his case very passionately, as you know Victor Orta would, and he stayed on a bit longer. Fantaste, though, is saying it wasn't a great point, KG. We could have sealed 3 points after 30 minutes. Yeah, I at this point, Fantaste, I know it's Newcastle. Let me just say it because I know people take everything out of context. I know it's Newcastle, and realistically, they should be coming here winning 3-0 or something like that. But in the position we're in, it's not a great point. it's good that we didn't lose in the end. And shout out to Rasmus for keeping us in it, and Robles as well. But we should be getting 3 points here. That's how you get out of these things. That's why Everton are out of it, because they went to Brighton and stuffed them 5-1 because they wanted it more. It's not always about quality, because Brighton should have beaten Everton in that case. It's not just that simple at this stage. It's different things, isn't it? But yeah, it's good that we didn't lose fan taste. But I'm with you, man. I wanted 3 points today. No joke. Matt here's with a super chat. Thank you, Matt, and thank you all for sticking with me here today. Nice of you. Nice to see you here. Hopefully, you'll be here next year when it's Rotherham. Matt here saying my favorite Jesse quote was why do you not play with width? Oh yeah, why do you play so narrow? Because the goal is there. Yeah, I mean even that one, I can understand it to a point. I'm like, okay, I can see why. But like with any system, you have to have the players. And when you've got about 6 wingers in your team, it was never going to work trying to convert them all into central players. But even that one, I can kind of understand it, Matt. But yeah, when you start saying stuff about back post and there was a couple other things I've forgotten now. It's like, yeah, forget it. Forget it. Right. Let me just check one more time for Big Sam. If not, we'll just go through it another day on another stream. Okay, here we go. Got some stuff here. Let's go through it then. Allardyce's reaction. I'm getting this off Phil Hayes' Twitter, everyone. So if you Bandy with always the fish-eyed fool. Always the fish-eyed fool. Graham here saying, I said to my grandson, if Bamford takes the penalty, he doesn't score. See, a lot of people are saying that as well. A lot of people to saying that. Tom is asking though who to play at left back next game. It's got to be Pascal, hasn't it? He's the next one up. It's got to be Pascal Struck, hasn't it? But yeah, we'll see next week. We'll look at all that next week. Okay, right. Okay, so Allardyce here saying the scoreline should have been a victory for us. With the spirit and commitment we showed, if we'd gone 2-0 up, we would have won the game. The way we stayed in it was very, very good. I'm Bamford taking a penalty. I left it how it used to be before I got here. I haven't seen them taking many. It is what it is. I'd have thought it would. I would have thought it. Rodrigo really wanted it. Would have snatched it and said, "I'm taking this." It can happen to anybody, and it happened at the worst possible time for us, and that's really unfortunate. Oof. Oh. John Fowl, Helder is at Rotherham, man. He can't come back. Okay. Michelle saying, "Always love your content, KG. You keep me calm." Well, I'm glad I keep someone calm. Oh man. Damn it. Big Sam. Big Sam. Oh, okay. And Allardyce continues. I hope it goes to the wire. We have to keep our fingers crossed today and tomorrow that others don't win. We're in that position of let's hope they slip up. It's not in our hands. 100%. It's not. Allardyce on the first penalty conceded by Leeds. All week, it's stay on your feet in the final third, especially in the box. It happened last week with Pascal at City, and he got a bollocking at the end. We're giving goals away by doing it, and we can't afford to. Allardyce with his emotions. My emotions. I needed 2 Valium when I came off to calm me down, but I enjoyed it. This gives me some hope about going forward. Okay. Is there anything else? Okay, Allardyce on foreshore says he has to be careful about his fitness. It's a delicate play with Adam. I felt bringing him on at halftime was the right thing with his experience. We got better. We got in the game better with him on. Okay, so yeah. So I mean, with that point, I guess Allardyce is thinking that we're in with a shout, but obviously it depends on other results. Let me just get the super chat before it goes. McKenny's right on the. Thank you, Jimmy McShaw, by the way. McKenny's right on the edge of scoring. Rodrigo header, he was there too. We're going to need a goal from him in the next 2. He'll come good. I hope so. I hope so, Jimmy. We need to see that one celebration at least once before he departs back for Juventus, Jimmy. We have to see it. Come on. But yeah, so I mean, if there's nothing to say on Allardyce's comments, the only thing I'd say is in terms of him saying about if Rodrigo really wanted it, would have wrestled it from him. I just don't think it would go down very well with the promotion boys. That's the only thing I can think of, because there's no other reason for Rodrigo not to take it. Liam saying, in addition, Rodrigo has run his socks off in the past 2 games. Yeah, he's been good, man. He's been good. Uh, Mr. Anthrope, why do we have all these crooks still at the club? Incredible how they've carried this dross. I don't know. I don't know. Shelley asking, did Sam send Firpo straight down the tunnel after he's sending off? He has to go down the tunnel anyway. He can't stay in around the bench area or anything like that. They have to go out off the pitch and out of sight. They're sent off. So that's them done. So only managers, when they get sent off, they can go up to seats up above and have a look. But yeah, he had to go down the tunnel. Yeah, Fantasia. Yeah, I kind of touched on it earlier, just saying Fantasia also in the agreement that promotion boys were hoping to make Bamford a hero. Yeah, you can just see it now, and it, 2-0 Bamford, all the social media posts with everyone saying, yeah, he's still the boy, even that would have still been only his 4th goal of the season. But Eddie, is what it is. But yeah, I think we're gonna leave it there, people. I think we're gonna leave it there, and then we'll come back with another stream in the week. It won't be tomorrow. I'm gonna take tomorrow off and probably come back Monday, and we'll talk through some more stuff. We've got to see how these other results go this weekend, people. Vitally important that everyone does what they should do and lose, but we'll see, won't we? So yeah, we'll leave it there. Leeds 2, Newcastle 2. Please hit the like on your way out, people. Best way to help the channel, and subscribe if you will, and drop your comments afterwards. Peace out, people. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.